Hey friends! So, through my sheer observation of people, I'm asking this question to argue or not to argue. But have you ever noticed, and by the way, if you like this stuff, my website is tombirkenmeier.com. Just take out the space like it's spelled here in social media, tombirkenmeier.com. But have you ever noticed that there's a lot of people out there that no matter what you say, no matter how simple and benign you think it is that you're talking about or posting about online, that there's always a group of people, a subclass, if you will, that's going to argue over it no matter what. And it's like, how did this happen? It used to be in the old days. I hate saying that, old days. Like, it was politics, religion, and sex. And I still like talking about all of them, especially the last one. But those are the main, like, three big ones to stay away from, right? But nowadays, it could be anything, and there's always going to be a large fragmentation of the population that can't help themselves by default without thinking. They will argue it no matter what. It's like crazy, man. It's like people need to chill and lighten up and so on and so forth. So here's what I've discovered. I'm going to draw a correlation to you. A statistic: 98% of the population, that's 49 out of every 50 people, is either dead or dead broke. Hi Barbara, great to see you. 98% of the population is either dead or dead broke before they reach the age of 65, depending on and needy upon the federal government and family and friends as the main source of their income. That's an obscene number. That ratio is just obnoxious. But I've noticed, just through my own observations, that a huge, not all of them, but almost very rigidly, a huge fragmentation of that 98% are people that are argumentative over everything. It's that same people. So, in my personal opinion, if somebody is wondering why they're not getting ahead in their lives and they're controlled and manipulated through money dependency and they fight with everybody, they may want to look at their reactionary responses to, anything and everything. So like if somebody is argumentative over even the most benign topic matters, and they're not getting ahead in any aspect of their lives, they may want to examine that and become consciously aware so that they can start to make little nuances, little discernments. And I'll draw upon even my own personal experience. When I began to break away from that 98%, I stopped being argumentative. Not altogether, but I started to focus on developing some kind of wisdom so I can make discernments as to when to argue, when not. And by argue, I don't mean like get in a big heated fight with somebody. I just mean stating a case and backing it up with somebody. That's a good, healthy argument. But like I started to make discernments between when to and when not to, when to question whatever and when not to question, when to be obedient and when to stand in opposition. But there's a lot of people, especially in that 98 percentile, that are one or the other, like rigidly one or the other. And it's usually the other, where they're argumentative over everything. Hi, Lori. Nice to see you. Control energy. Yeah, Lori, you're right. Control energy. If you can control your energy, control yourself, and critically think, you can start to make those nuances and discernments and no longer be one of those foolish people, foolishly stupid, obnoxious people that's argumentative over everything. And I guarantee you there's going to be somebody, probably a few somebodies, that's going to private message me or maybe comment in this thread. And they're going to say something like, Tom, you just want everyone to agree with everything that you say. Even though I clearly stated in this video that I'm preaching about nuances and making discernments about when to argue, when not to, when to stand in opposition, when to be obedient, when to make discernments and so forth. And still, even though I'm making that argument, there's always going to be somebody that's going to argue even against that and state the exact opposite of what I'm saying in this video. But I think most people watching this video are going to understand my meaning because I surround myself with pretty cool people. Hi, Mariah. I'll see you soon. Mwah. So that's all I wanted to talk about because it's just something that hit me right now. There is a direct, almost very rigid correlation between people that are argumentative against everything and make no discernments as to when to question and when not to question, when to be obedient and when to stand in opposition. There's a very rigid correlation between those people that don't make those discernments and the 98 percentile that is either dead or dead broke, that is needy and dependent on the federal government and friends and family as the main source of their income, and people that just generally don't get ahead. Of course, there's exceptions, but it's almost pretty rigid, that correlation. So that's something to think about if you happen to fall into that category. Self-examine. I mean, I'm a pretty humble, open dude. I know from my own personal experience, before I started breaking away from that 98 percentile, I had an excuse for everything and I argued everything and I wasn't making any intelligent discernments at all. And then when I started making those intelligent discernments, like, okay, I need to discern when I need to question something and when I need to be obedient to something. I need to know when I need to be a great student and when I can be a teacher and make those discernments. And I still do that to this day. But that's one of the critical mindset shifts that I had that led to me being able to break away from that 98% so that I wouldn't be dead or dead broke, depending on friends and family or the federal government as the main source of my income. And just overall not being controlled or manipulated through money dependency to pay my bills. Like 98% of the population, that's how they live and die. They're totally controlled and manipulated by money dependency to pay their bills. 49 out of 50. There's only 1 out of 50 that is a free human being and unshackled from that dollar nonsense. But that mindset shift was one of the key pivotal mindset shifts that I made that led to me being able to break away from that 98% and quit living under the thumb the people that could tell me what to do. So yeah, and I just had that realization like 2 minutes ago, so I wanted to make a video while it's fresh in my brain because it's like 2 minutes old. So yeah, it's a brand new realization. I've never made that correlation before, and you guys all witnessed it. How cool is that? Yeah. So if you're just now joining me and you missed the beginning of this will be posted on my Facebook and my YouTube as well. And you'll be able to go back and watch the beginning of it. So now I will open it up for discussion. If anybody has anything they want to talk about, or something you want to question, or something you want to agree with, or something you want to violently disagree with, go for it. And I'll just end this after that discussion has run its course. In my website, tomburkenmeyer.com, and share this with people. Share, because it's an interesting correlation. And I think everyone should know about it because it could shed some light on something that could really profoundly help somebody. So please share. Hi, Joanne, Lisa, Mariah, Lori, Barbara, Audrey. Didn't see you, Audrey. Nice to see you. I'll be in your neck of the woods again soon. Cool. Sissy. Nice to see you, Sissy. Cynthia. Really cool to see you, Cynthia. Lisa, I hate it when people get really nasty too. And when I say argue, I don't mean getting nasty and defiling people and talking down to them and treating them like a second-class human being. No, the other kind of argue. The kind of argue where it's a rash discussion backed up by some kind of empirical evidence to make a good argument, a good discussion, opposing views. The healthy kind of arguing, I love that. But even still, even if it's the healthy kind of arguing, if all somebody does is they argue against everything, even if it's peaceful and rash and all that, at some point it becomes irrational if it's every single time. So there has to be a nuance there. Hi, Athena. Well, I see everybody giving me much love and support. It's not really any more conversation happening. So perhaps this live feed has run its course. I'll give you guys another couple seconds or so. And Mariah, I don't know if you heard me, but I recognized you when you came on. And I'll see you in the next week. I think 9 days from now, I think. Something like that. More thumbs up, more support. Okay, well, if that's all it's going to be is support and thumbs up and hearts, then I think this thing has run its course. So if you guys have nothing to say, nothing to participate with, I will end this now. TomBurkenmeyer.com is my website. Share this, and I'll make my next live feed whenever I feel inspired to. Maybe that'll be soon. Who knows? Bye for now.